Because this says Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The one in 93 was just called Bodysnatchers. So
yeah, that's what we said, Bodysnatchers.
I thought you said Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, she literally said Bodysnatchers. She literally said Bodysnatchers.
Yeah.
I thought that one was called Bodysnatchers too, though.
No, this one is called The Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah, and this was the first remake that came out. This is the only one I knew about. I had no idea 93 existed, because every time I typed up Body Snatchers Invasion, it's always the original one, the one from the 50s and the one from the 70s.
Well, yeah, if you're putting Invasion, then but
but still, when you're saying, like, Body Snatchers, all right. And then I found out, before I talked to you guys, I found out there was like two other ones, Body Snatchers and Invasion, that they separated from each other out. Yeah. So
when I typed in Body Snatchers, it was the first one that came up.
Yeah, I got to type in that. I got to minus the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You
just kept going to Invasion for some
reason. Because that's the only one I heard of. This is the one. The first time I heard about this was on the what is it called? 100 Scariest Movie Moments. Like, this was on there.
Donald Sutherland one.
Yeah. See, that's Donald Sutherland, Jeff Goldblum, and Spock.
Jeff Goldblum?
Nemo. Yeah,
I didn't know he was in that one.
In there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I had never heard, or I think I've heard like references to Body Snatchers and Pod People and stuff, but I didn't really know about the movie until like very recently when O'Neil and Lamar were talking about it. So I wasn't really familiar with the movie either.
Yeah. I don't even know how we watched it. We watched that shit randomly. Randomly.
I went online, and I was able to only find like one review of like the 93 version, Body Snatchers. Then I found out, oh shit, a lot of it's on YouTube. So let me just skip around it, and
that's your opinion is not going to be good.
Your opinion.
Let me go skim through it. That's
maybe I don't want to give my opinion on that one. Maybe I'll give my opinion on this one after you guys talk about it.
Maybe that wasn't.
I did. I'm going to say that. Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna compare. How did you feel about this one? And I'll tell you how I feel about this one.
That's like if Tasha was like, "Let's watch The Man in the Iron Mask," and I came like, "I watched The Mask. Let me give my opinion on that."
That's totally different. That's totally different because those are totally different movies. These are the same ones. The Mask. If you want to say, "Hey, Man in the Iron Mask with Three Musketeers," that would make more sense. But I get what you're saying. That it's just because of The Mask. But these are like similar, as in like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or Body Snatchers. After watching them both, there's a lot of similarities. Like 93 obviously drew inspiration from the 78 version. I don't know about the one that came in the 50s because I don't know how they did theirs.
Yeah, there's three different invasions of the Body Snatchers. There's three different ones. There's what was it, 50s, the one behind you, and then there's one like 2007, I think.
That's one with I think Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig, Invasion.
Right.
Yeah. Then you got like stuff like The Faculty, which is kind of similar, only it's not pods. It's small aliens, just like in the show called Animorphs that I used to watch, where it's like they take over the human body. But like the fucked up thing about these movies is that once they absorb you, you fucking like kind of disintegrate.
Yeah, you're done.
And you're done, and then they take your body.
I'll say with this movie, I didn't expect that at all. So when the stepmom, when he went in to find her, and then her whole body just collapsed and went into the bed, I was like, oh shit, so she's like done. Like completely gone. So that did shock me. But so I actually heard, so I was looking up a couple things about the movie. Roger Ebert gave it like 4 out of 4. He like highly praised this one and said it was the best one out of all three of those. He also said other critics hated it. So,
I agree with Robert Ebert because I haven't seen the other three, but I don't care.
I mean, one thing I do agree with him for what I saw, like, obviously the special effects are really cool. Like the stuff that you see with the mom, the sister in the bathtub, or the father, you know, that's something you don't see in the original one because they didn't really have, I don't know if it's the budget or you know, the special effects. Yeah. So I definitely give major props to like a more modern take on the Bodysnatchers for what I've seen. Because it did look kind of creepy with the worms. Because in the original one, it's like they come from these pods, and then I'm sorry, the first remake, this one, there's like these little worm things that absorb you while you're sleeping. And here's one thing I'm kind of curious. So if they're getting you while you sleep and you wake up, it's like if you go to sleep, then you're fucked, I guess, because I remember in the original one, you don't see what happens to the body until the very end.
The 50th one.
Oh, I'm sorry. The one behind you?
Yeah, I'm just say the one behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, like you know, they get absorbed, but you just don't know what happens to the body until the very end, and it's pretty fucked up even for like because this one's PG, not PG-13, PG.
Really?
And I'm guessing, but it's not that violent. It's not as gory. Like this one, Bodysnatchers, is that like rated R?
It should be because there's there's like 2 butt naked scenes in it.
Oh,
so I'm assuming it's rated R.
Full frontal.
Yeah.
I must have missed that part.
Full naked.
I gotta watch that part because that's what happens in the one behind me. The one she gets full like nude when she like one of the main characters gets turned. You're like, oh shit! Like the body fucking dissolves.
Yeah, that's what happens to fucking Jennifer Tilly's sister. I didn't know that was her sister till Katrina pointed it out. She was like, that looks like the lady from something. I was like, that's not her. And she looked it up. She was like, actually, it's her sister.
Her younger sister. I was like, yeah, she looks just like her.
Yeah. I would say watching it again, it like reminded me it's a good ass movie. Like I liked it. I really liked it. Like it's not boring. It's just a good ass movie to me.
How did you feel, Tasha?
I'd never seen it before, and it was interesting, but I did find it boring. I actually started dozing off towards the end of it.
Damn.
And then I woke up and I was like, oh shit, it's over. So
damn.
So I'm wondering if I watched it during that time when I was younger, if it would have been a different feel for it. Because it wasn't a horrible movie. It was for its time, but it was just boring to me. That was the only thing. And then like the whole scene when she's in the bathtub and the little things are coming down to absorb her.
It takes a long time.
It took forever. Oh my God.
It does take a time.
But it was interesting seeing how like they woke up too soon before the pods could finish absorbing, so that when she fell through the ceiling and you see her like incomplete. Yeah. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, for what I saw, that the scene out of a few scenes I saw, that was cool for a more modern take on it.
Your opinion right now is terrible. I want you to know.
Well,
I guess any questions I have to direct them to Lamar.
Yeah.
Well, so far, I think I'm going to be siding on Tasha for the scenes that I saw. So she can. Well,
obviously, it was boring to you because you couldn't even watch the whole thing.
Right.
I had some things I need to do today, and then I came home and I was trying to watch it. I just watched a couple scenes.
Yeah, 2 weeks to watch this movie.
I thought it was the 78. I thought it was this one. All right. Sorry if nobody else heard about this movie, this 93 version, because a lot of people haven't. Like I've heard.
Like I said, I don't even know how we watched it. We watched it randomly. I don't know where we watched it. It might have been on HBO or some random shit. We didn't plan on watching it. I don't remember any commercials for it. Nothing.
I think this wasn't like a straight to TV movie or DVD or.
It had box office numbers.
So they
didn't do well, but it had box office numbers, so I'm assuming that means it was.
And it's crazy, it didn't do well. It had fucking what's the name in it?
Forrest Whitaker.
Lazy Eye, yeah.
But this is early in his career.
Yeah, this is before like Forrest. Wasn't this before Forrest Whitaker was like a big name? Yeah, like before he started doing like Light It Up and Ghost Dog.
Yeah, looking at it now, he was.
What?
Looking at it now, he's definitely the bigger name in this movie, but at that time, he still wasn't who he is.
He's more like the side character, isn't he? Like he's like the general or something.
Yeah, he's not main at all.
Up like 2 or 3 times. So he's got a small part.
Literally 2 times.
But he's the only person. The only person I know is what's her name from Child's Play 2's in it.
Yeah.
The what's her name? Kyle from Child's Play 2.
The wild girl.
Yeah. And then that's all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's what I know her from. I saw her and I was like, I know her. And then I looked her up and she Beverly Hills 90210. I was like, oh, that's where I know her from.
But she was in a bunch of those like that time frame movies, like the teenage movies in the 90s. She was in a bunch of them.
I didn't know she was.
I've only seen Child's Play 2. I mean, I know she's probably done a lot of horror films, but that's the movie I can know her from.
I even think she might have been in The Faculty. If not The Faculty, it was another movie like that she was in with a bunch of teenagers.
Was another girl, yeah.
Clea Duvall does kind of looks like her.
I could see that, yeah. I could see the resemblance.
Well, there was another movie around that time. Remember at a certain amount of time they had all of these famous teenagers they were just putting in movies, like Light It Up, like you mentioned. But they were just
there was a time where they were trying to put Usher in like, hey, Light It Up.
Yeah,
Faculty. She's all that. Hey, let's make it another person in Texas Rangers.
She was in the mix of those movies, so she was in a couple of those.
Yeah. I just know her in Child's Play 2 and Cult of Chucky. That's the only movies I've seen her in. But I know she's been in a lot of other ones, but I haven't seen her in any other ones. And the girl behind you, Tasha, the mother, she reminds me of the girl from. Did anybody see Dracula 2000?
When it first came out, and I thought it was god awful.
Yeah.
Wasn't Taye Diggs in it? And
Taye Diggs.
Was he in it?
No. It was Omar Epps and Sean. What do you call the guy from Dance with Me? What's his name? Not Dance with Me. Oh, Save the Last Dance. Sean,
those dance movies.
Yeah. Movies.
I was like, Dance with Me. What the fuck is
that? Is it like Sean Patrick Thomas or something like that?
Yeah. Sean Patrick Thomas. Yeah.
Oh, I got it right.
It's funny. It's funny you say Taye Diggs because I thought Omar Epps was in House on Haunted Hill when I saw like the poster for it.
Mixing them up.
And I was like, God damn it, the wood.
Just do this. Like, which one do we want? Any, mini, money?
Pick one. But the daughter, she's from a couple things. She's not in a whole lot of like popular things.
Yeah.
She was in like Scent of a Woman.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I can't name anything, but I know her face from other movies.
For some reason, this movie popped in my head when I saw her Doc Hollywood, which is so random. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that or heard of it. It's Michael J. Fox.
I've seen parts of it with Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah.
Is that Doc Hollywood?
Yeah. I had a couple questions.
I could probably answer
questions for Lamar.
No.
Yeah, Josh, get out of here. You know what? No, her questions might refer to both though.
Yeah, actually, say something and ask Lamar, and then I'll be like, hey, that reminded me of this one from the original one. But we'll see. Ask him the question first and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
I found the trailer, by the way, so I'll send it to you.
Okay. At what point did the dad turn?
No one knows. Katrina asked me the same thing, and I was just like,
because when did he sleep?
So there's no. So he turns, but there's no scene or him sleeping or hinting that he might have passed out or anything.
Oh, because they were on.
No, so he's in a scene hiding. Yeah, he's in a scene hiding where they get Forrest Whitaker, but he's hiding, and then they cut to the kids, and he comes out to the kids like, "Come on, I found a way out."
And then
but it was like, when the fuck did it? With everybody else, they kind of show. Well, no, they don't show with everybody else, but you kind of get the hint that somebody's turned for the most part.
So you're supposed to
before that.
Are you supposed to be like? Should we assume that after like Forrest Whitaker kind of offs themselves? Spoiler alert. Anyway, fuck it. Mm-hmm. And then after that, do you think they might have found them hiding and then turned them, or
right? I guess that's what we were supposed to assume.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just did it for, I don't know, for the shock factor of the movie. Like, we don't want to show you that he turned. You're just gonna find out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just weird that you showed basically everybody else turn up until now.
It seems like was that supposed to be like a big shock to reveal at the end, or is it just?
Mm-hmm. No, because at the end there's a big turn.
Oh, you talking about the girlfriend?
No.
Oh. Okay.
The girlfriend.
Tasha, did you see the end?
You talking about the friend?
No, the very end when her little brother.
Oh yeah. No, I saw that.
Okay. So nobody makes it.
Which was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Those special effects were so bad.
Oh, that shit was terrible.
I did catch that part. But did the friend, I saw images of the friend doing the whole scream thing, but I didn't.
Oh, she turned too.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it in the movie. I just saw it when I was looking up pictures. I was like, oh shit. Okay, so at what point was she turned? Was she turned the entire time?
They don't know. They don't show her getting turned anyway. I mean, either. But with that one, it's not really you don't really care about when she got turned because they were captured, and then the army dude's trying to save him, so he's walking through the camp acting like he's turned to get them back, and then they're walking out, and she's like, I need to find my brother. He's like, no, we can't find him right now. Let's keep walking. And then the girl walks up. She's like, hey, like trying to talk normal, and then she was like, yeah, your brother. I just saw him. He's looking for you. And they're trying to walk, like they're walking. And she turns around and is like, where is he? And then that's when she does the scream.
Because
you reacted to an emotion.
Yeah, you're not supposed to show any type of emotions. And if you do, that's when they have their little shriek. They're calling like, get them motherfuckers. I don't know what they're saying, but like.
Pretty much, get them.
Pretty much, yeah. And like I said, in this one, if you show any type of emotion, they try to act all like they're cool and chill, but then they see some fucked up shit and then they scream, they get scared. And that's when they noticed, you know, that. So in this one, the 93 version, so it seems like it's the same thing. Like you can't show emotions. They get you in your sleep.
So it sounds like with all four of the movies, it's kind of like a Living Dead type thing. You know how they pretty much got the same rules, but it's a different movie? It sounds like that's what they did with this.
Yeah, it's like this is different characters, different setting, but the same premise of aliens coming down in pods and taking over your body. Kind of reminds me of The Thing, but the only difference is with The Thing, like it absorbs you and it takes a long time. But they only get you in Bodysnatchers, they only get you when you're asleep. But it's these little string things that they have to like go around your face or body or whatever.
Yeah,
and that's
in your crevices and stuff.
Yeah. It's like they're taking your DNA and everything else and absorbing it, manipulating it. So I kind of feel like The Thing and Bodysnatchers are kind of similar when it comes to aliens invading and taking replicating your body,
right?
A certain way. I mean, have you guys seen The Thing?
I haven't.
Nope. It's a remake. Oh, okay, all right. I highly recommend it if you're into like stuff like that. What's up?
So I'm not doing it.
Not doing it.
That's one of those movies where I'm interested, but I'm not like rushing to see it type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't really been an instance where I'm forced to watch it. So that's why I haven't seen it yet. Not that I don't want to, it just hasn't happened.
Yeah. That's how it was before I saw it. It's funny, the first time I watched it was with Desiree at Mom and Guys, when she was living there at the time.
Really?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, I think that's the first and only movie I've seen with Desiree, but like just us watching a horror film.
That's
was
crazy.
The thing. Yeah, that's a while ago.
That's random.
That's two movies she's seen that I haven't. The first one was Jumanji.
That doesn't even compare. You're not saying The Thing is understandable, but Jumanji, that's a whole nother thing.
Well, yeah, especially if you're a kid. I saw Jumanji when I was a kid. The Thing I wait till I was older.
Yeah.
Well,
even if you're a kid, teenager, or adult, there's no excuse for not seeing Jumanji.
I kind of do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Kinda. No.
Yes, Brett. Yeah. It's not like, I mean, I can get like some, Mrs. Doubtfire was like a really popular thing for Robin Williams, that and Hook. Like Jumanji seemed like it was kind of like a little bit below it. What's up?
No, Jumanji, I think was, as far as popularity, that's like his version. That's like his The Mask for Jim Carrey.
Okay. I get what you're saying. as far as popular, not that popular, but a little bit popular within the Jim Carrey. Yeah. To where like certain people who are not fans of Robin Williams and Jim Carrey would know probably like Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and with Robin Williams, I know it was Mrs. Doubtfire was like his main one.
I don't think so, man. I think Jumanji was his main one.
Nah, it's Mrs. Doubtfire.
Because a lot of people wouldn't even watch Hook. Like a lot of people didn't like Hook just because it was Peter Pan. It had that, you know, that hate on it. It wasn't cool. It's not cool to like Hook, if you know what I mean.
I mean, but still, they're familiar.
I'm speaking for the urban community. For the urban community, it wasn't cool to watch Hook.
It's cool to watch Hook just as much as Jumanji. I mean, they're both kind of.
No, I'm speaking for the urban community, for the kids that I went to fucking junior high with. You wasn't coming to school saying I watched fucking Peter Pan. It was cool to watch Jumanji, but don't come to school talking about I watched Peter Pan.
I guess. To me, I think it's the same thing.
Okay, so back to Bodysnatchers.
That's it.
How we went all the way over there.
Well, all right. I'll post something on Instagram and see if like, would you rather watch Hook or?
But you have to understand when you do that, you post to people from your world.
No, I mean I get it from school. Like I ain't watching no pussy ass Hook. Watching that Jumanji, that's my shit. I'm like, they're both kid movies, and I don't know. That one is like
I'm just it's
Bodysnatchers.
It's two different. Yeah, Bodysnatchers.
Drop my phone.
Bodysnatchers.
So Josh, with the one you watched, they did the same pointing and screaming thing, right?
Yeah, it's shrieks, whatever they want to call it. Yeah, kind of similar. Like it seems like in the 90, from what I saw in the 93 version, it was more enhanced. Like they went like all out with the shriek. That's the reason why I fucking keep on mentioning the thing, because the way that the alien screams, it sounds exactly like how they scream, or that's how they talk. And so yeah, like shoot, I'm trying to figure out, because the first time you hear them screaming in the one I saw, it's like they see this dog with this human mask on, or like just I don't know if it's a mask or like the skin of somebody's face on like a dog, and one of the people starts screaming, and that's when the alien points at them and shrieks or screams.
So in the movie behind you, or are you talking about the thing?
I'm talking the one behind me. In the thing, when when they start killing it, that's when they start screaming. But it sounds similar to me. Like maybe all aliens sound the same, when it comes to shrieking. I don't know, but that's the reason why it's like the shrieking, invasion, replicating humans. Yeah, that's why Invasion of the Bodysnatchers and thing kind of are similar to me. The only thing scary about the thing is like isolation when they're out in like the middle of nowhere in Antarctica. So I want to ask you guys a question, like about the one I saw when I was watching it. It made me feel like, fuck, you can't trust anybody. That's another thing about it. It's about isolation, paranoia.
Same shit.
Yeah. So in this one, it's kind of you
don't know who's what. You gotta make them take the
drug. So in this one,
in the thing, there's a test you gotta take to make sure nothing. There's always something that crosses over.
Well, in this one, Forrest Whitaker explains that he's like, I got people that don't trust anybody. They're scared of everybody. They're scared of themselves. He does the whole monologue where he's explaining all of these people he has. Like he called them crazy people, but he was explaining it like that, like. They don't know who to trust. They don't know who's who. He just gave like hella different symptoms.
That was the first meeting, the first time he met him, right?
Yeah, when he met him on the field.
Yeah, and his character was a doctor.
Yeah.
But I was confused because his uniform, but he called him doctor. I thought he was just a soldier or something.
The doctor in the army. They still got the same uniforms. They just got different jobs. But they don't really shriek at all until the wife changes. That's the first time you see that happen. And it was more like it was because I think because they were trying to get away. So before you would just see them like snatching people up, but when they were trying to actually leave is when she actually did it, and then they started attacking, and then from then on it was like everybody's doing it.
Once they realized somebody among them was still human.
Yeah, well, I like her little saying, "We're gonna go, we're gonna hide." That's like famous. I guess like what I saw. Yeah, because there's no one else like you. Some pretty fucked up shit. She's got her hand up
the whole time. Like, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna hide?
My biological clock is ticking like this.
Yeah. It was just crazy how calm she was saying it to him too. She was hella calm while she was explaining it to him.
She's like, "Look, you're gonna get this. Where are you gonna go?"
Yeah. That shit was crazy.
We fucked up. Like, all right, go ahead, go. See where you're gonna go.
Yeah, that was unsettling. Just how calm she was saying it. That was unsettling. Like, I'm waiting for her to like scream or go crazy or like run after them, and she's just steady the entire time.
She's just talking. She's just convincing him, and he was like almost convinced because he starts crying on her shoulder and shit. Like she had him still. Like, go lay down, go to bed. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah. And you know what? I wish because in Marvel they kind of had something similar to Invasion, or just like, you know how, what's it called? There's these aliens that can like transform into like humans and blend in. Like in Captain Marvel, they show you a little bit of the aliens that they had, but they made him a good guy, which I guess is cool. But like it would have been cool to have like that type of storyline in a Marvel film where you don't know who to trust, where the aliens are taking over people. Because that's all, like, it's always one of those things where it's like, when you're in that situation, who can you trust? You can't trust anybody if they replicate you, they know, your memories or like how to like talk like you, or the only thing they can do is show emotion.
Yeah. Their whole purpose was to take it over and make the earth peaceful, I guess. Because isn't that what the sergeant was saying? Like, there'll be no more problems, everything will be good. It's like that's what their stance was.
That's,
which is weird.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
He said the same thing.
He said the same thing. Yeah. No more hate, no more love. Just
So in the version you watched, Josh, it was just like civilians, right? Or was there an army involved in the storyline?
Like the main guy works for like the public health department or whatever. Like the two people work for them. Yeah, it's just main people, like regular people on the streets of San Francisco. And she's realizing, like, this movie kind of jumps right into it. Like, as far as like you see the aliens that come down, like they absorb the plant, they grow on the plant, and these people were taking their plants, like picking off flowers or whatever. And that's where like you see them. So you don't really see it, like I said, until the end. You just know that the husband's watching football one night. Just chill. Like, I forgot what he said, but like one of those, I always thought he was like kind of a douchebag because he was just kind of like not giving a shit what his girl was saying. And the next night he has a suit. He's like, I'm going to a meeting, and they're like, oh, we're supposed to go to the Warrior game. No, I can't do it. And obviously something's up.
Right.
Yeah. So if somebody that's obsessed going to every single Warrior game says all of a sudden they're not going to go to a Warrior game or any type of sports event, something's up. Yeah. So he probably was having an affair.
This one, I want to say, just watching it again, that's kind of it. Like, they moved on from shit too casually. Like, this one starts like the daughter goes in the bathroom, the fucking soldier holds her by her neck with a knife, and she's panicking, and then they go in there, they don't see anybody, and it was just kind of like,
okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
and then the little boy, like when you get to the scene when the little boy sees his mom fucking melt into acid, and then his mom comes out of the closet naked, and she's just like staring at him, and he's telling everybody like, it's not my mom, and then they're just like, go to bed, and she's like, I'll put him to bed, and she puts him to bed. It was just like, so you just moved on? Like, he's telling you she's dead. He keeps saying, my mom is dead. It's not my mom's dead. And it was like certain things they just moved on too casually from.
Dude, this guy is a fucking manipulator or mindfuck, because when some people start acting different, like all these like girls are saying my husband's acting differently, he's trying to flip the script and be like, oh, it's easy to say somebody's changed, but you're really trying to escape, your relationship, you're not happy with, or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, fuck, that's a really good idea.
Talk them into staying.
Yeah, like it's kind of like you don't know if he's turned or if he's like, because you know, like there's these doctors that want to have these rational explanations. Because it is kind of like, yeah, you want me to believe that there's like aliens invading people's bodies and changing them, like, when really, yeah, sure. yeah. I think the more logical thing would be you don't want to be with this motherfucker no more.
Right. Yeah. You're looking for an out.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. So like that whole aspect I thought was cool. I was like, this is more of like a psychological thriller, kind of a mindfuck of like, you know, are the people turned, or like are they just tripping because they know aliens are invading? So are they just paranoid that all these other people that are looking at them weird are just regular people that got some fucking issues? So I think this film did a good job of doing that, and also establishing characters that I actually gave a shit about. So that's why I highly recommend this one if anybody out there hasn't seen it yet.
You can't talk down on the other one because you haven't seen it.
I'm not talking down to it.
You are clearly talking down on it, sir.
No.
You just flat out said that's why I choose this one over that. Don't do that if you haven't seen the other one.
I didn't even say that. You're thinking that. See, I'm gonna do what he does. See, Lamar.
Don't do the alien thing.
Lamar, you know this movie is just okay.
Is
but you're taking it out on me. Is it a really good movie? Do I really think that way? I didn't say it, but I think you might have felt that way.
Do I think it's a bad movie, or do you think it's a bad movie?
No, I mean, for what I saw, it's something I do want to check out. Well, I mean, how about this? What's your guys' overall thoughts? Let's start with Lamar and then go with Tasha. Like,
well, Tasha said she fell asleep, so we know where she's standing.
Yeah, I pretty much said my overall thoughts at the beginning that it was boring.
So maybe the nostalgia is what
plays a part.
Kept me into it. Mm-hmm. But I will say Katrina watched it with me and she thought it was good too. It was her first time watching it. Mm-hmm. So I just think that the storyline, but there is like certain scenes they do, it's kind of like, man, come on, all right, hurry up. Like when they're showing like the transforming thing, it's like, okay, we get it. They're basically showing the baby growing in the embryo, and it's just going for hella long.
I know, yeah. One minute she's rubbing his back, and it seems like I was like, are they gonna have a sex scene or something in this?
She's rubbing his back for hella long, and then they cut back. She got all the worms going in his fucking face.
He's knocked out.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So some of those things do take long, but just the story in general is still cool. Like I think the way it was happening was still cool, except for the dad change.
And it seems like, because you know how like you have an older movie and then they'll do like a remake late, like in the 90s or something like that, and they kind of camp it up a little bit more and do a little bit more to it. That's what it seems like the comparisons between this one and the 70s version is, where the 70s one was more psychological thriller, like you said, and this one's more like sci-fi horror, where they're like really trying to freak people out.
And in this one, it's more of it's a secluded area. It's just on this army base. You can tell everything's happening on this army base. Like they're incubating the fucking whatever those are called, the eggs. They're doing all this here, and then they're taking over the whole army base, and then they got plans to ship it to everywhere else.
Yeah, because you see that all the tanks and being like, here.
He's telling everybody to go here, go here. He's telling all the trucks where to go across America. Like, we're gonna take over everything. But in yours, it sounded like it was more of we're just fucking. You don't know where we are. We're just here, which is a little more fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like it's not
in the city too, in a big city.
Right, in a big ass city.
Pretty much like you just assume that everybody is just taken over. And there was also like a big like shock at the end, which because I already knew it because it was spoiled for me on the 100 Scariest Movie Moments.
And I think I was talking about because I've seen that too.
Yeah. But like after watching it still kind of gets me to where like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. Just if you're the only person left and you don't know who to trust, like everybody's taken, like everybody's changed, and you're the only person left, is like, fuck, what do I do now? Do I keep on fighting for something that basically like my whole life's fuck everybody I know I work with for whatever on my own. So it kind of that's type of like open-ended movie I liked, where you end it like that. You could have a sequel if you wanted to, but I think that's why remake it. Yeah. So but there's been so many movies where it's like the original, like The Blob, The Fly, like I heard the original was good, and then in the remake, they kind of amped it up with the new special effects and changing the story here and there. Yeah. Like I saw the original thing, and it was fun to watch. It's all right, but yeah. But that remake to this day still holds up with like how the thing absorbs people. Because I think sometimes they use CGI today a little bit too much, kind of takes away. So I give respect for this film, the 94 film or 93, whatever, because it did look. I thought it looked cool. I didn't see the part at the end that you're talking about.
Up into that scene.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
The little boy just falling like,
I gotta watch it because of that.
The whole scene, like just the whole scene is funny because it kind of reminds me of Chucky. Yeah. Katrina's like, just throw his little ass, like he's hella little, he's just whooping ass.
Didn't he tell her just throw him over?
Yeah, she said throw him out. Throw him out. He's hella little and he's like grabbing him by his neck.
I guess what's her name? What's it called? Sister's boyfriend. I guess he's from Lost Boys. Anybody seen Lost Boys? Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, he looks so familiar. Only because he's one of the vampires with long hair. He had short hair in this one. Yeah, I'm all like, oh, that's him.
Yeah, because there's people in it that like you kind of recognize, and you look them up and like, oh, okay, they were in that. Yeah. They weren't like big. Because like the general, I don't know if you saw him, Josh.
He's always racist.
Yeah,
fucking like a sergeant or a police officer or something.
Yeah, he's from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Saving Silverman, Frighteners, Full Metal Jacket. That's because he was actually Life. He was actually a real sergeant in real life. So it seems like
makes sense.
They always typecast. Yeah, they got him to play himself in Full Metal Jacket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they said in real life he's racist too. Like these roles is like not far off from how he really is.
Oh, really?
So that's why he always off that racist vibe. They're like, that's how he really is.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of voice. What you call it?
Yeah. I'm surprised he actually did Saving Silverman, because in the end, turns out his character was that.
I said Saving Silverman is fucking hilarious.
Nah.
Yeah, that shit is fucking hilarious.
That's like so stupid and everything. And then I like the other guy too, Steve Zahn. So that movie's hilarious.
That I think like that's the main reason why I like that movie a lot. Like Jack Black is funny, but Steve Zahn actually makes that movie for me. Because he's more
Jack Black, man.
Jack Black is like the stupid over the top funny.
Yeah.
It's more like straight edge funny, but still hella funny. But
funny, yeah.
That movie's hella funny.
Come on.
Word out. He was like, you don't have to do the.
I think I see something in the back of the closet. Check it out.
That shit is hella funny, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh, we said our overall thoughts on the 93 one. What were your overall thoughts on the, what is it, 74?
78 one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
wait. Before you said that, Josh, I'm not gonna lie. When I looked up the Bodysnatchers, and I was looking for something online first, and I saw the Jeff Goldblum one. And I was like, that one is probably hella good. Because Jeff Goldblum could do no wrong. He's one of those actors. I was like, that one's probably hella good. But I was like, that's not the one I'm looking for, though.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys said Bodysnatchers, but I'm like, okay, there's only one Bodysnatchers. Like I said, I just knew about this for all the years. You know, even talking to Nikki and Kenny, I don't know if they've seen the Bodysnatchers or heard of it. Like, you know, usually they would like say something I don't know about. I'm like, oh, okay. But I never heard them talk about Bodysnatchers. So, I mean, I'll ask them.
I know when I was watching this one, I was waiting for Donald Sutherland's name to come up. So, they were kind of, overlapping.
Yeah. This one, like I said, if you're looking for like a straight up horror film, this one might disappoint you because it wasn't. I mean, I was like PG. It obviously wasn't gonna be too gory. And everybody, like I said, everybody's good at Donald Pleasance is really good in it.
Is that kind of like? That's not him?
No, this right
Donald
there. Donald Sutherland.
The Pleasance.
And Jeff Goldblum's in the background.
I can't take him serious. I just can't take it serious.
Josh, you said Donald Pleasance. Was that a mistake?
No, it's Donald Pleasance. That's the father to Keith. Oh no, I'm sorry, Donald Sutherland. Yeah, sorry.
I'm listening like that name don't sound
because it's like all these fucking Donalds in because Donald Pleasance was in Halloween, which came out a year after this.
That's why I was like, oh, he's in this too?
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm like, nah. But like, I remember back then they would get like a big name. Like that's how they got Halloween. It's like they had Donald Pleasance, and then they introduced Jamie Lee Curtis into like this, the horror genre, or just some films. Mm-hmm. So in this one, they seem like what's the name? Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy from Star Trek were also well known in this, and they play really good characters because they're the ones that kind of like when they're bickering back and forth, it kind of makes sense because you kind of understand where Donald Sutherland's coming from because we see what's going on. Mm-hmm. But then for like what's his name, Leonard Nimoy, who's just like, hey, you talking crazy? Like he's that person that the person that doesn't watch, like the real life person, not part of the audience. You know what I mean? Like somebody that would actually say something in a real life situation to where it'd be hella hard to take in, especially if you're like a therapist or a psychiatrist and you're trying to look for like I said, rational explanations. So, but I think they're really good with each other. Jeff Goldblum's always good. The only person, the main girl, she's a lookalike. She looks like somebody from like Amityville Horror or something, or Margaret Kidder. I don't know if you know her. Mm-hmm. Margaret Kidder or forgot the other girl's name.
She's not a known name, but she looks like she could be somebody.
Yeah, well, to me, nah. Like I've seen all the movies she's in, and maybe she was somebody, but I couldn't tell because I didn't recognize any of the movies. And then there's Veronica Cartwright. Does anybody know that?
Her name sounds familiar.
She's in Scary Movie 2, Candyman 2, The Birds, Alien
2.
Yeah, she plays the mother in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I know who she is. Yeah.
Yeah. She's
singing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm thinking like she's been in a few horror films, like because she's actually a legit actress, but
she's in Witches of Eastwick.
Oh, she is. I haven't seen that one yet. Is that worth checking out?
So I don't think this movie was supposed to be. Is it classified as a horror? Like, is this supposed to be scary? I don't think it was necessarily scary. Yeah, because it's more. Yeah, it's more weird or sci-fi. Yeah, it's not really.
I think it's more sci-fi / horror when you think about it.
Like Faculty, I think is kind of considered horror, but it's more sci-fi. So it's kind of
right.
Teeters on both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was nothing scary about it. There was just some uneasy stuff, but it wasn't necessarily scary.
It was more weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, same with The Thing. Thing is more sci-fi.
Do you want us to watch The Thing, Josh? Because you keep bringing it up.
Because we're talking about this, and this always reminds me of The Thing. So you ain't got to watch it. I'll just keep on talking about it, so you don't have to watch it.
I will put on The Thing and then lay down in bed on purpose and go to sleep. I don't know. Just from what I've seen from The Thing, there's nothing that's like, oh man, I gotta see this. I've never had that one. Like I thought The Blob was interesting.
Oh yeah,
but The Thing just doesn't. I don't know.
Spoiler alert: The Thing's better than The Blob. So The Blob. The Blob was. I saw the remake last year. The Blob was.
Why is that a spoiler?
I know. I guess nowadays you can't tell people you like something because it's like, oh, now you know what I mean? Like, like I try to tell people, how do you like it? I'll just watch the movie. I don't want to spoil anything. It's like, just tell me if you like it or not. Because no matter what you say, if you like it, I'm not going to listen to you.
Right.
Especially if it's somebody that I don't see eye to eye all the time.
Wait, so if I tell somebody I like it and they end up that spoils it for somebody else because I liked it.
That's what Josh was saying.
Weird
as saying. Yeah. Like, come on.
I do that though. If somebody says, "Did you like it?" and I'll be like, "I'll talk to you about it after you watch it," because sometimes it involves me actually talking about it, not just saying I liked it or I didn't. So I do that sometimes too.
No, I just Well, the thing is, it's like no matter what, if you recommend it to somebody, whether you liked it or not, you're basic in their mind, you're saying you liked it because you said watch it.
That doesn't always happen with me because Josh can never tell. When I tell him that, he can never tell if I liked it or not.
Yeah.
That's because Josh has a mind. I'm talking about the general.
It's funny. I'll be like, we'll talk about it later. He'll be like, oh, okay, so you didn't like it. And in my head, I'm like, no, I liked it. I just don't want to talk about it right now.
But no, every time I think she does like something and she says she doesn't. I'm like,
okay, no. So it's like what I mean is, so with Josh doing that, he's gonna watch it regardless and have his own opinion. But you'll have people that you like, if somebody be like, you see this, you be like, yeah, and they'll try to get your opinion. You be like, I think you should watch it for yourself. They'll go watch it and come back like, why you tell me to watch that? That shit was bullshit. Like I literally,
no, friend. Like, all right, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if he's watching this, but Sergio, man, I got love for you, partner. But just remember, when I say I like a movie, that means I like it.
You're right.
I didn't say go check it out, you'll like it. I just said I liked it. Yeah. And when you say you like a movie, that's cool. Because there's people who recommend, they think I like every single like Marvel film or horror film. And not really. There are some bad eggs in there. And I'm gonna start telling people like, if you don't understand why I don't like something, you gotta understand why I like it in the first place.
Right.
So like this one, like if you're kind of like, oh, I just want to see some like blood, guts, action, this movie's not for you. This movie, like good characters, good acting, cool story. Yeah. Like, because I heard like when the director made this, he was kind of like basing it off of like isolation or paranoia. Or like people turning into communists or whatever, as far as like being brainwashed or like turn into completely different people. I'm not saying that like, you know, so that's what communists all about, but like
he was making it more like a political movie, like a political statement.
Yeah, political statement, right. but done in a very like creepy way, not like preaching to you, just showing you. So it's political, but done in a very good way because it fits in with the story. Like, if you don't really think about it, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Because you know how some people what's it called? Symbolism or like
symbolic.
You know, symbolic. Yeah. If you do, that's what I like about movies, that they use symbolic for what they're trying to get, the themes of the movie they're trying to get across. So some people probably won't get it. They're like, oh, it's just an alien invasion movie. You're thinking way into it. But you got to really think deep into it, because if you think about it, isolation, even if you're like in the middle of God's nowhere, or if you're just the only person and everybody else around you is alien, that's the scary feeling, where it makes you feel like shit. If that was me, don't know who to call. I can't call my mom, my parents, my friends, because I don't know if I can trust them. Yeah. So even if it goes back, pod people.
They're podcasting.
With full finger.
Okay, so I gave this 2.5 stars.
Damn, even with the falling asleep? I thought you would say 1.5 with the falling asleep part.
No, because it like I said, it wasn't a horrible movie. It was pretty boring, which made me fall asleep. And also I think it would have been different if I had the nostalgia to go with it. But no, it wasn't horrible.
The way that this movie was filmed, it kind of reminds me of Children of the Corn. Has anybody seen that?
Which one? Which 93 or 78?
Oh, 93, the one I saw. The way it's filmed, like from the lighting, cinematography. I saw Children of the
Corn years ago, and I couldn't even tell you what I saw.
I fell asleep the 3 times I tried to watch Children of the Corn.
Anthony was hella about that movie. He wanted that to be our next, like, because we used to watch like a series of horror films, like franchises, and I didn't really care for the first one that much. So when we try to watch it,
pretty boring too. Children of the Corn is pretty boring.
Yeah, I couldn't make it through it.
Yeah, so
I had no desire to.
I'd agree with you with it being shot the same way.
Damn. I mean, it's funny how you could, the way that certain things are shot. I didn't really pay attention to this, but I'm starting to noticing it, especially like when Sam tells me certain things. It's like you can see that quality. Oh, that's from the 80s, 90s, or 70s. Because in the 90s, like in the late 90s, that's when like they had all these other like slasher film or horror films done by Dimensions. But it's funny because the 93 one, that was done by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it'd be something like Blumhouse would do right now, or Dimensions back in the day. because Dimensions had like, I think they had like Scream, Halloween H2O, The Prophecy, maybe Dracula. Like that was like the main horror company, like the company or production company that made a lot of horror films. So this one the 94 one kind of reminded me of it, but it was Warner Brothers. And I guess this is what another thing was it? Ebert, it was Siskel and Ebert. So Ebert said Roger Ebert. I thought
he's from Siskel and Ebert, but his name is Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert. Okay, so the one with the glasses, the big one, said that. Yeah. Sorry. Rest in peace, man. Respect.
He highly praised it. Yeah.
I mean, that's how you gotta. Yeah. That's how you separate them, because I don't know which one you're talking about until you describe them. Either the slim one or the bigger one.
Because like it went from Siskel and Ebert to Roper and Ebert, and I was like Ebert and Roper. Yeah. So he said that they screened this in like two areas in like Texas or something, and to see like how well the film would do. That's why they were thinking about like if it didn't do too well, they were gonna just release it out on VHS or TV, because they said like it was kind of shot differently for movie theaters. But then Josh, you said they released it in theaters for the box office numbers.
Yeah, because they had box office numbers, so I think so.
Okay.
They said the budget was like 13 million. And it only made like 400,000 or something like that. So
did this come out first or Aliens came out first?
Aliens
came out first.
You talking about the 70 version?
No, this one, the 93. So Aliens came out before this.
80s, right?
Yeah, the first one came out in 79, and then the Aliens came out in 86.
So it seemed like with the shots, like with how long they were going, it seemed like they were trying to get that alien. So like, you know, on Alien, when the alien shit is happening, they kind of dwell on the scene so you can see the fucked up shit that's happening. It seemed like they tried to do it with this, but it just was boring. It was like, we don't need to see this anymore. It was like they're showing the baby developing fingers and developing eyes. We already get it. It's a person, but they're just dwelling on it for too long. But you know, in Aliens, it's like twisted shit happening and they kind of dwell on it, but it's for a reason. It seemed like they were trying to capture that feeling, but it wasn't working.
Well, you kind of missed the fact that there's I hate saying this, better characters and actors in the original Alien.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
Because
that literally has nothing to do with what I just said.
Because I was saying like the reason why they succeed in that, because you care. If you don't give a shit about it, it's like, yeah, it's too long. But like, if you're saying the reason why it worked in Alien compared to why it didn't work in Bodysnatchers,
I didn't say why it worked.
Okay, what were you saying?
You completely missed the point of what I just said.
So what were you saying? What were you saying? Like,
he was just saying.
What were you saying?
He saw what they did in this one. They kind of did what Aliens did, but it didn't work as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it didn't work in Aliens. I said it didn't work in here.
Yeah, they tried to do what Aliens did.
They tried to do the long scenes that Aliens did. The scenes where they're showing the alien and the nasty shit that's happening has nothing to do with the actors.
But not because they don't show you a lot. They don't show you. They don't get really graphic in the Alien movies. Like they just show you the facehugger comes in their face and lays an egg and then bursts out of their chest. That's all it is in their mouth, whatever.
Let's just move on because you don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You said that comes in their face.
I'm just saying this. A lot of people always try to do the same thing like Aliens or Jaws done, and they're missing the point. There's a reason why it's not working as much as they wanted it, because it's not just about the special effects. There's more to it. You know what I mean? Like it's cool if you have special effects, but if that's all you got going for it, you know, it ain't gonna last a good impression on me.
I will say to both of you guys, well, but not both of you guys, to your point, Josh, I will say I didn't care about any of the characters in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember Alien or Aliens that well, so I can't speak to the characters, you know, comparing those. But there was no character that I was drawn to in this movie. And that could play a part in why it was boring to me also, because I couldn't connect with any of them.
And not every movie you have to connect with the character. If it's a movie where they're just there to get picked off and killed, kill them.
There's that too, but
some people, some directors, I think like, I'm gonna make, like, it seems like we have to care with them because we have to hear their bullshit ass story. We have to hear them get hooked, like the bullshit ass, like, their love story, which is, I don't know, like you know how like certain movies try to force that love story in. You gotta automatically care about them because they're people that I guess you can relate to or what
I don't care about a lot of characters in any movie. I never I don't ever for me. For the most part, in every movie that I care about is the storyline. Like I said, the graphics don't really bother me most of the time. If funny shit happens with the graphics, then I laugh. But it's not like the graphics won't fuck up a movie for me if the storyline is still good. That's what I care about.
What I'm saying.
So what like. In Aliens and this, the characters are the characters. I don't give a fuck about their backgrounds and nothing. I care about what's happening in the stories. But what I was just saying is they tried to use the special effects. I'm not saying that they're trying to copy Aliens, but they're trying to capture that moment. It's like they're trying to bring you in, like, oh, this is creepy. But it doesn't work when it's hell alone. Okay, so the scenes like
but not saying
like wait. So like Austin Powers. Remember when what's his name from Mad TV standing there, he's screaming no, and the truck's coming towards him. But then they zoom out and the truck's only going like fucking 4 miles an hour. That's how these scenes work. Like so it's like you're doing too much. Like you're dragging it on. We're not. You go from being creeped out to being like, all right, like, wake her up already. We know she's not going to die. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking wake her up already.
And that's what that scene was doing to me. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what that scene was doing to me because I knew the premise of the movie was this daughter and her dad, blah, 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 whatever. So when this is happening to both of them, I'm like, okay, are they going to make it? Like, are they going to make it up? Like, I thought this was centered around these two. What's happening? But it took so long that it made me wonder, like, did I read it wrong or did it trick me? Like,
it was just taking too damn long.
Well, this one gets to the fucking point.
Right.
Gets the point. And also because like I said, I cared about the characters and what was going on. That's what made me like, shit. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't focus on trying to like make it hella graphic. Just be like, hey, let's get to this point. And then maybe like, but as I'm saying, like, I think that's where I'm going with Aliens. That's why Alien worked for me and a lot of other people because of like getting to know them or just having fun characters. Like every movie, like a lot of movies I've seen with horror movies, everybody's hella serious. Mm-hmm. Like either they don't want to fucking be there or it's too hot. Like there's no like fun characters like fucking Return of the Living Dead that had a lot of fun characters. Yeah. I liked.
I feel like every scary movie has every role. Like they always got the serious person. They got the one that knows what they're doing. They got the smart one. They got the goofy one. It's like it seems like they always have those characters. It seems like they always have those roles. Even in Aliens, they have those same type of characters. So it's like that's why I don't. It's like when people like attach or care about I don't give a shit. Just give me a good story. Like I'm not sad. I don't want them to survive. I don't give a fuck. Just do some shit. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying, I don't mind a movie that has like pointless characters, but you got to fucking kill them off. That's what I like about Friday the 13th.
You got to kill them off.
I'm saying, like, why the fuck am I? What? Get to the action. If I don't give a shit, don't waste my time with this bullshit ass fucking dialogue, this bullshit ass chemistry. They ain't got no chemistry and everything. Like, that's why like a lot of people try to replicate Jaws. They don't, and they're just like, from this day on, why can't they're just trying to figure out why they can't do it. But you got movies like Deep Blue Sea, they're entertaining. I'm not saying I care about the characters, maybe enough, but
I think sometimes the care about the characters comes from who's playing those characters. If you know that actor, you automatically care off top.
Well, that's one thing, yeah. Not all the time, but yeah, if you actually like LL Cool J.
You always represent.
You like LL Cool J, Deep Blue Sea, all next to it. Like that was like a lot of reasons. Maybe like the younger crowd went to go see it. Yeah. For a familiar face.
It all depends on the type of movie too.
Yeah, right. Dude, I used to like Busta Rhymes and Halloween Resurrection when I was a kid, and then I grew up and that shit somehow faded away. So.
So back to the ratings, because I said a while ago. Lamar, what do you give this movie?
I gave it a 3. I think it's the storyline is fucking nicely done.
You know what also the story. You can see the same storyline in '93, from '93 to this one. This one has the same storyline. So
that's what it sounds like.
I think you might appreciate this.
Just executed differently.
Yeah. I was like, this one, like I said, had like a little bit of a sort of a political statement, and the '93 one. Would you say that was just like a fun?
Just fun,
like,
yeah.
Sci-fi,
just
It seemed like they tried to give it
to watch.
No, it seemed like they tried to have the same political stand, but you don't really give a shit. It's more so just what's going on around them. Because I said, the colonel gives this whole long speech of why they're trying to take over the world, but you kind of like just either kill him or let him go. You don't really give a fuck about that long ass speech.
There was a speech.
I forgot about the speech.
Yeah, you probably sleep by that.
So, Tosh, is this The Mummy? Since I fell asleep on The Mummy and didn't really care for it.
Well, I fell asleep towards the end of this movie. I got through most of the movie, and then towards the end, I was just like, okay, I'm trying to stay awake.
Well, that's the same.
Okay.
Same for me. I fell asleep at the beginning of the movie, like 15 minutes, and then I watched the rest of it.
That's totally different.
At least I know what the ending is. I know the outcome of the ending.
The ending didn't matter.
It's either way. It doesn't matter what the fuck.
Okay.
Wait. Was a.
So the ending must be different then, because at the end of this one, they blow up everything. Like they kill off all the pods. What happened at the end of the one you were watching?
This one, he tries to kill off most of the pods, but it doesn't work, and pretty much the main guy gets turned. Like there's like one human left, and she's happy to see him, and he starts shrieking, and you realize that he's and the reason why I wish I could have not not know what happens at the end, because the way they try to like make you think he's probably just trying to blend in, like it's done really well, because you kind of like thinking like, I don't know how long it gets. They were taking like speed. Drugs are like this, yeah. He was all like, "Oh, just take one. No, take 5." So
so they don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, "Fuck," because if they go to sleep, it's over. So you don't know. But then they were like sedated, so it's like I don't know how long it makes you think that maybe he stayed up the whole night, because they kind of like they have these flashlights. He's in the dark hiding, and then these cops have these flashlights, and you don't know if they actually see him or they're just saying like, "Oh, he's in there. He can't stay awake forever." So it kind of goes to the next scene, and you see him kind of like looking around. So it's kind of like, did he turn or is he?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened with the dad. But I think the dad one was executed wrong, because they don't give you the looking for him part. They're kind of doing something else, and he's hiding, and then they just jump to the kids. So you don't know that they captured. They don't even give you no sense that he got captured at all.
Yeah, not at all. So okay, Josh, what would you rate the one that you watched?
I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I like how you have these group of people that are just trying to figure out what the fuck can they do, and not being stupid. That's another thing. Like realizing, like, hey, how do you know my name? I didn't even say my name. Hang up the phone, goddammit. Like. All these other things.
That happened in fucking that happened in this one too.
Were you
I saw that part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah. How'd you know my name?
Oh, you're saying they didn't do that in your version?
No, the way they did it in my version is similar, because he's on the phone, he's trying to get a hold of people, but every time he calls somebody, they're not interested, because they're like, that makes you think they're taking over. Like whether it's FBI, the cops, whoever they're calling, is just kind of like, hey, we don't give a shit, because it's part of the plan.
It's working.
Yeah. And at the beginning, like what's his name? Donald Sutherland's character and the other girl, you kind of like, is there something going on between them, or is it just like, I thought he looked a little bit older than him, so I didn't know if it was like a father figure to her. And when they were like, the way that they had the main girl and her husband before he turns, it seems like he was just like, hey, I'm home, let's eat dinner, let's talk for a bit, I'm gonna go downstairs and watch sports or have my headphones on. Like, it didn't seem like she was happy. It seemed like they kind of had like a whatever relationship. And then she would go to Donald Sutherland's place to talk to him about it, but they would always smile and laugh. So it's kind of like
it's the exact same movie, just different. Because the mom was like, remember, the mom was like an alcoholic, and then all of a sudden she's like, I'm going to play bridge,
right?
Because the girl was like, taste this. Yeah, she was like, taste this. She's like, it's water. She's like, you don't ever drink water. It's always vodka. She's like, I'm going out. She's like, where you going? I'm going to play bridge. She's like, she don't know how to play bridge. So it's like it seemed like it seems like a direct remake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's direct from the 50s one too. I think they're all the same pretty much premise.
Yeah, no, they just have different characters and different settings. Like this one, I heard the 93 version takes place in Alabama, in the military base in Alabama. That's what I heard. And then the one I watched was in San Francisco. Yeah, cool, representing the Bay. Got to get points for that. That's what we got to do when you watch a movie.
And then just different categories of people, like you said, Department of Health worker, and then the one we watched was like military. Yeah, but it's all about aliens coming over, taking over the world. That whole thing about like trying to make the world better, like they're more superior than us, they'll make this world a better place.
Right.
And apparently this is a adaptation from a book, so it was a book that was adapted into a film in the 50s, and then it was remade 3 times. Yeah.
You know what else? You know what else was a book? And then they made one movie and then a remake. The Thing, along with the prequel.
Okay. On that note, we're done with Bodysnatchers.
Yeah. Okay.
We're done with Bodysnatchers and Invasion of the Bodysnatchers.
Bodysnatchers, yes.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
We're just gonna take out the invasion of and just call it Bodysnatchers.
No, okay, well, no.
And then Nicole Kidman's version is fuck that. We'll take all the other stuff except for the invasion.
So,
on the cover, I think it says in red at the bottom of the writing. I think it says Invasion of. Underneath, because it says Bodysnatchers had the head split.
Yeah.
I think underneath it says Invasion of. I think it does.
Check.